Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's second session of Nectar of Devotion discussion today on 3rd December 2025. So now we have gathered in the evening at 7:15 onwards to discuss the most ecstatic part of this devotional service. Okay, so today we are in chapter 33. We are in chapter 33. Indirect expression of ecstatic love. Okay, so today many of us are celebrating also this Kartikeya Deepam. So this auspicious day also. Okay, so it is actually a bonus situation, auspicious day, and we are studying about Krishna Katha. So it is very, very distinct. So I'd like to first of all offer my gratitude to Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, Charnalakshmi Mataji, Kala Maniraj Mataji, Gandhi Mataji, Nandadi Mataji, Roja Malar Mataji, and Karpia Saras Mataji for joining us today. So I hope that shortly many will be joining us. Yes, now we have Rajina Mataji join us. Hare Krishna. All right, so before we start, let's do our invocation prayer, our usual invocation prayer. So the reason for invocation prayer is to invoke auspiciousness. Okay, let's do it. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Parakamram Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Shahakana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vidam Cha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasa Chadisatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitai Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Viknana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namustute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarini Rupanuga Virda Pasitanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambude Padam Bhujaite Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Bhava Bhumestum Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavevayo Namo Namaha Om Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Garati Sirama Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gauragi Radhe Vrindavaneswari Vrishabhanustidevi Pranamami Haripriye Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Just a second. Okay. So this morning we had a very nice discussion on chapter 32, the symptoms of continuous ecstatic love. Okay, and today now we're going to go to chapter 33. Chapter 33, or the last part of Southern Ocean. Okay, we understand that Rupa Goswami have divided the nectar of devotion into 4 parts. Okay, we call it as Southern Ocean, Eastern Ocean, then Eastern Ocean, Southern Ocean, then Western Ocean and Northern Ocean. All right. So, and every ocean got waves. So now we got first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave. So now we are at the final wave of the final part of this um, Southern Ocean. So once we are done this, so maybe most likely we try to finish 33 and 34. It's not so long chapters. And tomorrow we start our new uh, division, part 3, that is called Western Ocean. All right. So let's do this. Okay, chapter 33. So before we start, is there anything that you like to share? Any questions you want to ask about today's discussion or any reflection? All okay? Okay. That's nothing. All right. Okay. If not, then we start the session here. 33 indirect expression of ecstatic love. All right. So here we are discussing about direct and indirect expression. Okay. So here we're going to discuss on indirect expression. Okay. Let's do this. Now we are at the page 277. Okay. Tatra hasa ratihi. Cheto vikasho hasasya. Vak vashehadi vaikritat. Sadr vikasana. Shaushta kapola. Spandanadikrit. Krishna sambandhi. Chestottaha. Swayang sankuchat atmana. Ratnanugrhyamano yam haso hasa ratir bhavet. Yata mayadrik api narpita samuki datni tubhyam shape saki tava nirargala tadapi me mukang jigrati prasadi tat imang mudat chalita sadum ityachute vadatya jani dutika hasita rodane na shama. So now here we're going to talk about laughter. Okay, laughter. So after he had stolen some yogurt from the pots of 2 gopis. All right. So now the Krishna is saying, okay, after stolen some yogurt from the pots of 2 gopis, okay, Krishna told one of his gopi friends, he told one of his gopi, he said, my dear beautiful friend, I can take an oath that I have not stolen even a drop of yogurt from your pot. All right. After stealing, he's denying. So he's telling, I can even take an oath, I can swear that I did not take anything from this thing. But, then after that, Krishna is saying, but, still, your friend Radharani is very shamelessly smelling the fragrance of my mouth. Okay. So even I can take an oath, but your friend Radharani shamelessly smelling. Okay, she come and smell the fragrance of my mouth. Kindly forbid her from this devious policy of putting a face near mine. So she said, please put away, please forbid her, please stop her from her putting the face near to my face. So when Krishna was speaking like this, the friends of Radharani could not check their laughter. This is an instance of laughter in ecstatic love, right? So this is the laughter. Okay. Then, Ata Vishmaye Ratihi, Lokattarartha Vikshadir, Vishmayaschitta Vishtritihi, Atrashur Netra Vistara, Sadukti Pulakadayaha, Purvokta Ritya, Nishpana Sa Vishmaya Ratir Bhavet, Tata Gavam Gopalanam, Api Shishu Gana Pida Vasano, Lasachritvat Sankaha, Prutubuja, Chatuskair Drita Ruchihi, Krita Stotra Rambaha, Sa Vidibir, Ajanda Libir Alam, Para Brahmolasan, Vahati Kim Idam, Hanta Kim Idam. So now the next is talking about astonishment. Okay, being astonished. So once Brahma was watching all the cows and the cowherd boys dressed in yellow garment and decorated with valuable jewel. The boys were expanding their forearms and were being worshipped by many hundreds of Brahmas. All right. So now astonishment means like surprise, shock. It's a wow feeling. All right. So Brahma was watching the cows and the cowherd boys dressed in yellow garment and decorated with valuable jewel. the boys were expanded their 4 arms. That means each boys will have 4 arms like Vishnu, right? And they were being worshipped by many hundreds of Brahmas. Now let's look at this. What does that mean by worship by many hundreds of other Brahmas? All right. So here, let's pause and contemplate. What does that mean by many Brahmas? What does that mean? All right. Lord Brahma is here. Okay. And what he was doing? He was watching. That means he's looking at all this incident. Then he saw many hundreds of Brahmas. So actually, how many Brahmas are there? Brahma is a position. All right. Like for instance, Prime Minister is a position. The Chief Minister, the Finance Minister is a position. But there can be many, many people who take up the position. So Brahma is the position of creation. He was thinking that he is the only creator. Okay. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we will study that. When Brahma, after the thing happened, he will steal all the cows and hide. And later he realized he made a big mistake. Then he realized that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So he wanted to go and meet him to offer he felt so ashamed. He wanted to offer his apology. He went there. He wanted to meet Krishna. So he wanted to meet Krishna. He tell his Sudama, he tell, please go and tell Krishna I would like to see him. Then Krishna says, then Sudama go and ask, Krishna, there's a guy, Brahma, it seems someone by the name of Brahma wanted to see you. Then Krishna will be like lying down, resting under the tree. On the afternoon, he will be resting. He'll say, yeah, which Brahma is this? Which Brahma? Okay, let me go and ask. He went and asked, which Brahma are you? He got a shock. Which Brahma? I am the Chaturmukhi Brahma, the 4-headed Brahma. Oh, then he went and said, oh, the 4-headed guy is here. Oh, the 4-headed. Okay, ask him to come. So when he went in, Brahma was like so disturbed and so like wondering, what does he mean by which Brahma? I don't understand. So he went there. Then Lord Krishna says, so Brahma, how are you? I'm fine, my dear Lord. But before that, I would like to ask you something. Then Krishna said, yes. What do you mean by which Brahma? I thought that I'm the only Brahma. And now you're saying there's who is that? Then suddenly he start to see. He said, well, okay, I'll call upon all the Brahmas. And all the Brahmas from all over the universe start to appear there. Right? All start to appear there. There's Brahma with 100 heads. There'll be a Brahma with 1,000 heads, 100,000 heads, 1 million heads, and even 10 million, even 1 crore or 100 million heads. All right. There's many, many millions of Brahma, all with millions of heads suddenly appeared, and all simultaneously will start to pay obeisances. When they all start to pay obeisances, that the crown that they are wearing, the kridam, the crown they are wearing, it start to make a tumultuous sound. When you put the thing on the ground, when you say, ping, imagine all the thousands of head of Brahma will start to make sound. Like that. All right. So with the crown in the head, they start to offer obeisances and create a tumultuous sound. And he was surprised. And that's when he started to realize he's the most insignificant because he only got 4 head. Okay, there's another meaning because why he had 4 head. All right. Of course, we don't want to go into the detail because I'm not so sure. I've got a vague idea. All right. Something which is vague, I don't want to share. All right. I'll try to see. Okay. There's a reason why 4. There's a reason why 10, 100, or there's a meaning for that. Now, the thing is like this. In every universe, when Krishna when Narayana in Karana ocean, he was lying down in Karana ocean, the ocean of causal ocean, all the pores from his body, from the pores, many, many bubbles came up. And even though while he's breathing, when you go under the water, when you breathe out, you see a lot of bubbles like that. Like that, millions of bubbles. And he entered, all the bubbles are all one particular universe. It is innumerable. All this within that Mahishtam. Right? Mahishtam. So when all the innumerable bubbles came out, and he expanded and entered into every bubble as Garbhodakshaya ocean. Garbo Dakshay Vishnu. Garbha. After into Garbha, from his lotus navel appeared Brahma. So now we are in the most smallest of all the universes. There are universes even bigger, right? And there's a millions of universe, there's millions of Earth, there's millions of people like us in all the other planetary system. All depends how. All right. So like that. So now we can understand here. So what we can understand from this is like this. So that means in the yellow garment, decorated with valuable jewel, the boy were expanding in form. They were being worshipped by many hundreds of other Brahmas. So that is what it means by many hundred. So all these other Brahmas came from all the other types of other universes. All the cowherd boys begin to express their joyfulness of being with Krishna, the supreme Brahman. At that time, Brahma showed his astonishment by exclaiming, "What am I seeing here?" This is an instance of astonishment in ecstatic love, right? So that's astonished. Okay, now. Ata utsaha ratihi steyasi sadhubi slagya pale yuddadi karmani satvara manasa saktir utsaha iti kiryate kalana vikshanam tatra dairya tyago dyamadaya siddha purvokto vidinasa utsaha ratir bhavet yata Kalindi tata bhuvi patra shunga vangshi nikmanir iha mukkari kritambarayam vispurjannaga damena yoddu kamaha Sridama parikaram udbatam babanda. Okay, now we're going to talk about chivalry. Right? So, chivalry. So, Prabhupada is what he's doing? He is summarizing these two verses. He said, on the bank of Yamuna, once there was a cracking sound of dry leaves. Okay, in the bank of Yamuna, there was a cracking sound of dry leaves giggling from a cowherd boys and thundering from the sky. Sridham was tightening his belt to fight with Krishna. Okay, the conqueror of the demon Aga. This is an instance of chivalry in ecstatic love. All right. So that means Sridham was tightening his belt, to fight with Krishna. Okay, so these are all the childhood pastimes. So this is called chivalry. Okay, he's trying to show his prowess, his bravery. Chivalry means bravery. Okay, but this bravery, chivalry is not out of hatred. When you see, when people goes to war, they have to have hatred. When you don't have extreme hatred, you will never pull the trigger. You will never throw the bomb, grenade, and try to kill your opponent. Okay, you are trained to kill your opponent because there's a hatred. You must have extreme hatred. That's when the two parties go to war. Like for instance, like Kaurava and Pandava were involved in that war. All right. Even there is when you see the Srimad Mahabharat, there's so many part of Duryodhana are very dear to Krishna. All right. Duryodhana very dear to Krishna. Okay, like Bhishma, like Drona, okay, like Cambodia, the king of Cambodia. All right, the king of Cambodia, his name is Cambodia. He is Arjuna's mama, uncle, and he's very dear. When you start to see all the personalities, that's why he's so heartbroken. But that personality are standing there in extreme hatred and extreme waiting for the time to blow the conch shell so they can go and start killing them. All right. So all these things. So can we say that that is the fight in a mode of love? Even though they are so close in the war, they have to show some kind of hatred, anger. But here, with chivalry, it is something. The Sridham was tightening his belt to fight with Krishna, but that kind of fight is the instance of in ecstatic love. Even there's a anger is there, but the anger through the ecstatic love. So we understand that. Ata shoka ratihi shokas twishta viyogadyes chitta klesha bhavasmrta vilapapata nishvasa mukha shosha brahmadikrit purvokta vidinaivayam siddha shokaratir bhavet yata Shri Dasame. Okay, now quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ruditam anu nishamya Tatra gopyo. Brisham anuttapto. Diyoshu purna mukyaha. Rurudur anupalabhya. Nandasunum. Pavana uparata. Pangshu varsha vege. All right. So now we are talking about lamentation. Okay, there's a rati or expression of lamentation. So the 10th canto, 7th chapter, verse 25, Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a description of Krishna being taken away by whirlwind demon Trinavarta. Whirlwind means what? Sulal. All right. There's a wind that spin, and while the thing spinning, he takes Krishna away. Krishna will be flown away. All right. So as Krishna being thus carried up into the sky, all the gopis begin to cry aloud. So at that time, Krishna was a baby. All right. So they approached Mother Yashoda and stating they could not find the son of Nanda. He had been taken away by whirlwind. Okay, the Sulal, that means the whirlwind will, and is taken away. So this is an instance of lamentation in ecstatic love. Right? So even they know that Krishna is supreme, but at the time they forget and they all go into lamentation. All right. So this lamentation in ecstatic love. Why we are discussing this? Because when we go on in Srimad Bhagavatam, all right, when we go, especially in the Canto 10, okay, 9, 10, 11, okay, when you start to go into Canto 10, we can see this kind of rati or the ecstasy or rati means feeling. We're going to see all these different kinds of feeling. So when we see this kind of feeling, we can identify them. When you see the ecstatic love, when you see there's a lamentation, now we understand this is lamentation in ecstatic love. When we see chivalry, there'll be place where you see Krishna and all the boys will be fighting. Chivalry in ecstatic love. Even the anger is in ecstatic love. All right. So we are trying to identify. Okay. Okay. In other words, we are getting like introduced. It is just like a synopsis or setting the scene of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Yatava avalokya panindra yantritam tanayang prana sahasra vallabam hirdayam na vidiryati dvida dik imam martyatano katoratam. So when Krishna was fighting with Kaliya means the Kaliya snake. So Mother Yasoda exclaimed, Krishna is now entrapped within the hoods of the Kaliya snake, and yet I am not tattered to pieces. All right, that means I'm not broken into pieces. So I must admit how wonderful preserving power of this material body. This is another instance of lamentation in ecstatic love. Or in other words, what they say, when I see that my son is like taken away by Kaliya, because Kaliya will take him and he go deep into the water, Mother Yasoda is thinking, even I start to see all this, why my body is not break into pieces, why I'm not dying, why I'm not dead. All right. So she start to lament. So this is the lamentation in ecstatic love. Ata krodha ratihi. Now krodha. Krodha means what? Anger. Ratihi means feeling. Ata krodha ratihi. Pratikulyadibis. Chitta jvalam krodha iryate. Parusya brukuti. Netra lauhityadi vikara krit. Evam purvoktavat. Siddhang vidu krodha ratim buddha. Dvidasau Krishna tat vairi. Bhavatvena kirtita. Ata Krishna vibhava yata. Kantashimani hare dyuti bhajang radhika mani sarang parichitya tang chirena jatila vikata bru banga bhimatara dishti dadarshaha. So now we are talking about anger. All right, anger. So anger is what? When Jatila, the mother of Abhimanyu. Okay, now who's Jatila? Jatila, she is the mother-in-law of Srimati Radharani. All right, we discussed that in our previous, I think, 4, 5, 6, 7 classes before, right? Jatila and Kutila. So this Jatila is the mother-in-law of Radharani or mother of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu is the husband of Radharani. Even though Abhimanyu is married to Radharani, there is no any kind of relationship. We have seen like sometimes I'm married, yes. So I'm married, say I got a wife at home, yes, I'm married. So I'm going out as a married man and coming back as a married man. I take service from my wife as a married man. That's it. All right. So sometimes, like that, that Abhimanyu was in the feeling, yes, I'm married to Radharani. Other than that, it takes a service from Radharani. Other than nothing in between of them. All right. So now, So Jatila knew very well. This boy Krishna will somehow or other will try to come and lure Radharani away. So Jatila and the sister-in-law Kutila always will be on open eyes. So now if you think you have problem with your sister-in-law and mother-in-law, don't worry. It happened even during Krishna's time. You know, it happened during a Krishna's time. You know, suspicious mother and poking fire sister-in-law. It not happened now. Don't worry. Don't think it's just happening in your life. It happened since time immemorial and it's eternally established in Goloka Vrindavan. Jatila, Kutila. So now, Jatila, the mother of Abhimanyu, saw Krishna wearing a necklace. Right? She could understand that the jewel ornament had been given to him by Radharani. She understood, hey, the necklace should have been given to Radharani. She therefore became absorbed in anger and began to move her eyebrows, expressing anger in ecstatic love. So even though she started to show this kind of ecstatic anger, but of course, this is all in ecstatic love, right? Anything that we see in this world is only perverted, what they call, reflection. Perverted reflection. There, even though there is this kind of anger, and what kind of anger he has mentioned? He has mentioned as, of course, proper translate as anger means just anger. But the word he says krodha. All right? Krodha. So Kanta Simani, Hare Dyuti, that means the necklace, Radhika Mani Saram Parichitya. Tam Chirena Jatila Vikata Bru, Banga Bhimatra Disti Darshashav. So the example is talking on Krodha. Krodha means what? The Krodha means, or in normal language, we can say like Palaveri. The anger which is so horrible that can kill someone. All right? In Tamil, we call Atharam, Kovam, Kadupu, Virupu, like that. It's all still in mild. But Krodha, or in English, we can say anger, pissed, anger, frustration, like that. But Krodha means what? There's no word in English. It's an extreme anger. All right, extreme anger that can lead to ghastliness. Okay, the word ghastly. Okay, we read that day, I think yesterday. Ghastliness. The anger that can never be tolerated. When a person becomes angry to the level of krodha, they can kill. Kovam kanna marakkunrangla, krodham. All right. So that means this kind of krodha, extreme kind of anger, it's also available in Goloka Vrindavan. But that or kind of this thing is like this kind of krodha in ecstatic love. Tat vairi vibhava yataha ata kangsa sahodarogra dave harim abhyudyati tivra heti bhaji rabasat alikambare pralamba dvishato budbru kuti payoda reka ata bayaratihi bayang chittati chanchalyam mantu gorekshanadibihi atma gopana hrichosa vridava brahmanadikrit nishpannam purvavat idam buddha bayaratim viduhu eshapi krodha rativat dvivida katita buddhahi tatra krishna vibhava yachiti patimabhi shamantakam shaurina sadasi gandhini sutaha vastragudda mannir esha muddas tittis tatra shushat adaraha klaman yayo dushta vibhavaja yata bhairavang bruvati hanta gokula dwari varida nibe vrshasure putra gupti drita yatna vaibhava kampra murtir abhavat brajeshwari ata jugupsha ratihi jugupshashat ahirdyanu bhavachitta nimilanam tatra nishtivanam vaktra kunanam kutsanadayaha ratir anugraha jatasa jugupsha ratir mata yadavadi mama cheta krishna padaravinde nava rasa damnya damanyudyatam rantum asit tadavadi pata nari sangame smaryamani bhavati mukha vikara shushtu Nishti Vanam. So now you'll be wondering, hey, I read so many verses. How come there's only? Because Prabhupada summarized the verse, all right? Summarize. So first he's talk about ghastliness, all right? So the ghastliness of Krodha, he says the statement of Yamunacharya. Okay, who's Yamunacharya? Yamunacharya was born, he's one of the pillar of Sri Vaishnava. Yamunacharya was born to a great Brahmana, all right? And he was born and when he was during young time, he was born and bred in from Vrindavan, right? Then after that, he came to south. Then after that, he defeated a king. And the king gave half of the kingdom to him. He became the king. You know, after those days, when the king, when you win this thing, the king will install you as another king. He said, I give you half of my kingdom, you become the king there. And after that, he start to enjoy life. He start to have good time. Forget about everything. Some or other, the devotees will come and lure him back and to put him back in that, what they call, establish him back in this real Siddhanta. And then he start to realize his real Siddhanta. He give up his kingdom and he takes sannyas. So after he takes sannyas, his name is Yamunacharya. And that Yamunacharya, also a disciple is Ramanujacharya. Okay, Ramanujacharya, this thing. So after Yamunacharya is Acharya of Sri Vaishnava, then after that, the next is what they call this Ramanujacharya became the Acharya of Sri Vaishnava. When Yamunacharya passed away, his hand, okay, the hand is like this, one hand, and another one is like this. Okay, like this. And the three fingers were like bent. And you'll be wondering why the three fingers are bent. So Ramanujacharya could understand. And he go there and take a vow. I will preach, something like that. One finger will open. Then he take a second vow, another finger will open. Then he takes a third vow, all the finger open. Yes. At last, these three things have not done. You're going to do it. That's when Ramanujacharya became a Acharya. All right, now let's look at this Yamunacharya. Since I have begun to enjoy this transcendental exchange of love, which are always newer and newer. All right. So what he says, since I enjoy this transcendental exchange of love, which are always newer and newer. Example, when we studied about this, the pastime of Radharani, every time Radharani sees Krishna, he'll be awe-stricken. When Krishna sees Radharani, he'll be awe-stricken. Wow, what a beauty. You know, because it's always new. It is not like, same face I'm seeing every day. What is so exciting about? It's not that. It's always newer and newer. Whenever I remember the pleasure of the past sex life, that means what? I remember the pleasure of past sex life. What does that mean? Whenever I remember the pleasure of past sex life, what does that mean? That means when he was a king, he was having a good time. Right? In thing, you know, kings are they are allowed certain things. All right. In Tamil we call Andapuram. Andapuram means the place beyond. All right. Or in English we call it as concubine. The king's concubine. So there'll be a lot of girls are trained birth after birth. That means they are thinking the children, everything. They are trained to always entertain the king. All right. So with being a king, he really had a good time. So now he's telling, whenever I remember my pleasure of the past sex life. Okay. Whenever I think about it. So what he does, my lips curl and I wish to spit on that idea. So sometimes when he start to think about, oh, disgusting, how did I, he just spit. His lips curl, and he will spit on it. Kari tupiruvaanga. So what we can understand from this, so whenever some kind of things that happen in your life that suddenly when the thing come back to him, just think about it. Sometimes we feel very disgusted. I did that. Did I was like that? Just, spit on it, just forget it. So he's telling, because the ecstatic exchange love of Krishna is even newer and newer, because you're talking about exchange or love of Krishna means you're talking about parakyaras, even more detail. Which is sometimes like just now you're watching that Srila Bhakti Vikas Maharaj lecture. You know, certain things we cannot go in prematurely, right? But once you get a chance to go in that, you will be shocked, right? Shocked. The parakyaras and all is shocking. So when he was thinking about that, And suddenly when he remembered his last lifetime, he just simply spit on it. So this is an instance of ecstatic love in ghastliness. Dread. One old devotee said, my dear Lord, when we are away from you, we become anxious to see you again. Okay? And there's a great misery in our life. But when we do see you, there immediately comes the fear of separation. Okay, that means what he says, when we are away, that means when they are away, they become so anxious to see him. All right, they're so anxious, I can't wait to see Krishna. But when they see Krishna, all right, well, so and there is a great misery in our lives. But when we see Krishna, what happened? Immediately there's ecstatic feeling. Oh yes, I've been missing you so much. Not that. Suddenly he says, oh my God, when will I be separate from him? So the thought is, when you see Krishna, you should be excited. Like sometimes when you see a very close family friend from outstation, they come to your house. Or sometimes when you see the children, when you see all the cousins come back, the first question, I remember, because my nephew will be asking my son, first thing when we enter, the first question he asks, when will you be going back? He's so excited we are there, but at the same time, he's anxious. He was wondering, how long will we be there so that all these two, my cousin and my nephew and my son can play. So similarly, when there's a thing, when they see Krishna, the ecstatic feeling is there. But upon seeing Krishna, immediately the fear of separation also comes in. So under the circumstances, both when we see you, when we see you, and when we do not see you, we are subject to different kind of tribulation. What does that mean? So both under the circumstances, both when we see you, number one, when we see you, at the same time, we also don't see you. We are all subject to different kinds of tribulation. Sorry. All right, your heart will become like tribulation. All right. So now it says here. So dread is discussed in verse 67 and 70. So 67 to 70. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. All right. Wow, such a long verse. Okay, let's recite this verse. Ratitvat pratamaikaiva sapta hasha dayastata ityastau stayino yavat rasa vastangna sangshritaha. Madam. Ratitvat pratamaikaiva sapta hasadayastata ityastau stayino yavarasa vastamna sangsritaha chetsvatantrastrayastringshad bhaveyur vyabhicharina ihastau satvikas chaite bhavakyastan asankyaha Krishnanyavad gunatita praudanandamaya api pantyami trigunotpana sukha dukkha maya iva tatra spuranti hribodot sahadyaha satvika iva tatra rajasasvat garva harsha supti asadayaha vishada dinata moha shoka dyas tamasa iva Praya Sukamaya Shita Ushna Duka Maya Iha Chitreyam Paramanandam Sandra Pyushna Ratir Mata Ushna means heat. All right. Shiter Bhavir Balistaistu Pushta Sita Yate Hyasau Ushnaistu Ratir at Yushna Tapayantiva Basate Pratidvidapi Krishna De Sruter Avagate Smrtai Tair Vibhavaditam Yat Bistad Pakteshu Rasho Bhavet Yata Dadyadikam Dravyam Sarkara Marichadibihi Samyojana Visheshena Rasa Lakyo Raso Bhavet. So this is the instance of contradiction mixture of ecstatic love of Krishna. Such ecstatic love is palatable, and expert critics have compared such ecstatic love to mixture of yogurt, all right, sugar, candy, and little black pepper. This combined taste is very palatable. See, the entire thing Prabhupada summarized. So here, we are talking about many varieties of what they call feelings. All right. Rati. Rati means the feeling. Sapta. That means Sapta means I think it's 10 Sapta. Sapta, 7 different types of feeling. 7. Okay, let me check my other book. Is it correct? 2572. Two five seventy three. 2573. Okay, correct. Pratitvat prata maikaiva sapta hasadais tata. All right. Anyway, I will just read through for your this thing. All right. Verse 73. Yeah. So now we are talking. Oh, sorry. Now we are talking about verse 73. All right. Let me see. So it says here, as long as one among the 5 primary ratis, along with 7 secondary ratis, does not attain the state of rasa, in an individual 8 are called sthai bhav. If they remain independent, then the 33 Vyabhichari bhav and 8 rati mentioned above and the 8 sattvika bhav are called 49 bhavas or emotional states. Right? Of course, it's quite complicated, right? Never mind. We just keep it to Prabhupada because I don't want to confuse all of you. All right, just look at that. The summary of what Prabhupada gave, he says, this is an instance of contradictory mixture. That means there's a lot of mixtures happening of ecstatic love of Krishna. There's a lot of mixtures, anger, all these kind of things, 49 of them, all right? Such ecstatic love is palatable. This kind of ecstatic love is so palatable, so nice, relishable. So the expert critics, that means all the great, the thinkers of Vedas, what they say, they compare this ecstatic love to a mixture of yogurt, sugar, candy, and little black pepper. You know, you take a yogurt, all right, you mix sugar candy, all right, and a little black pepper. What do you get? You get lassi, all right? When you drink lassi, how it feels? The lassi is so tasty. So this is all the combination of very tasty, very palatable. But of course, here, Rupa Goswami is mentioning all the types of gunas or ratis or the feelings. But here, simply Prabhupada summarize it into this one thing. All these things are just like lassi. All right, take some yogurt, take some sugar candy. All right, take some little sugar candy and another vellam. Okay, and take some little black pepper, grind it, you turn into a very nice lassi. And that lassi is so palatable, so tasty. All right. So all the combination of Krishna's feeling and Leela, it's so nectarian. Tat atra sarvata sakshat krishnadi anubhavad bhutaha praudananda chamatkaro bhakte kopi anurashyate sa ratyadi vibhavadyir eki bhava mayopi san jnata tat vishesha cha tat udbedato bhavet yata choktam pratiyamana pratamam vibhavadyastu bhagasa gachanto rasa rupatvam milita yantya kandatam yata maricha kandader ekibhave prapanake ubasa kasyachi kvapi vibhavadestate tatarase rate karanabhuta ye krishna prayadayaha stambadyaha karabhutascha nirvedadyaha sahayakaha hitva karana karyadi shabda vachyatvam atrate rasobode vibhavadi vyapadeshatvam apnuyuhu. All right. So with this, we end the session here. All right. The verse number, this thing. Okay. Now just have a look at this 85. When a person attains the stage of bewilderment is Adiruddha or the stage of Mahabhava, a condition almost total lack of consciousness arising from disturbance of dhatus. All right. Okay. All this we're going to discuss the next one, I think. The particular ecstatic surrender developed within the heart of particular devotee is considered vibhava. Okay. So all this explanation is going to be given here. All right. All right. So we have already done 33. Is there any questions you want to ask? Okay. Hello. All okay. Vaishnav Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. You want to say something?
Prabhu, can I ask you a question, Prabhu?
Yeah, sure.
The Yamunacharya,
Mm.
he's called Alavanda.
Mm.
Why, Prabhu?
Why is called Alavandan? His name.
Yeah, his name. But,
Yeah.
I took it like this, that he was sent by his boss, by his Acharya, to go and present the paper in the court of the Raja.
Yes, correct.
He did so well that the Maharani was very happy.
Mm.
And then they gave him a piece of the land to rule.
Yeah.
Does it mean that Alavandar means he came to rule the country?
Oh, no. His name is Alavandan. And do you know why the queen was very happy?
Yeah,
Do you know what was the argument?
it was explained to me. I couldn't get it now.
All right. The argument is this. He was called to the court and he need to uh, he need to debate with a scholar.
Yeah.
In that scholar, he says the wife of the king is unchaste woman.
Oh,
The queen is unchaste.
okay.
And everybody got a shock. What do you mean unchaste?
Yeah.
How dare you to call the queen is unchaste? Then after that, he start to explain. So the queen is the mother of all citizens.
Okay.
So the queen is not only having a child through the king, but she is also the mother of all the residents of the kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
So அந்த மாதிரி சொன்னேன், and he was very pleased.
Yeah.
Wow, such a young boy. So he gives half of his kingdom,
Yeah.
not a portion.
Yeah.
Then he will give up. But Alavandan was his name.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Okay, bro. Nice. Wow, you bring back all the old memories. But of course, I read here and there. Okay, now it's 8:04. Shall we just take a short break? Shall we take a short break? Just take a short break. Just take 2 minutes. Get up and just want to have a cup of water or whatever. We come back. So there's another 3 pages. Okay, the reason we can do it fast, but the thing is when we are trying to recite the Sanskrit. All right, the Sanskrit, like the day just now, when Prabhu asked me, how come this book looks so different? Of course, this book is same, but Prabhupada disciple add on the verses. All the verses or these things will add on so that those who are doing Bhakti Sastri, those who want to do good detailed studies, they will see. Of course, later, the book is also being written by, composed by, what they call, Banu Maharaj. All right, if you can get a book, I think it's available. I think in KL it's available. But of course, here the English is quite bombastic. All right, quite distinct. And of course, better to read Prabhupada's summary because he just gave the thing that we're supposed to know. And later part, as we're going to go into this, what they call, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can start to experience. All right, let's take a short break. Hare Krishna. So let's continue. All right, so now we're going to continue with our new chapter 34, the last part of Southern Ocean. Ratestu tat ashvada visheshyat yati goyatam vibhavayanti kurvanti tyukta dhirer vibhakavaha. The particular ecstatic loving sentiment, okay, the particular type of loving ecstatic loving sentiment that develop within the heart of particular devotee is considered as vibhava. Okay, how? A particular type. Okay, there's one type of sentiment developed within the heart of particular devotee. All right, that means this is something can consider like authentic feeling. Okay, this is called as vibhava. Okay, tam chanu bhava vayanti antastanvantyashvada nirbaram ityukta anubhavaste katakshadhyay sadhya sa satvikaha. So as a resultant of manifestation, such as moving of the eyebrows, okay, as the resultant of manifestation, that means the resultant of manifesting, how the ecstatic love manifests. One is through the moving of eyebrow, fear, astonishment, smiling, which have been explained herein before, called anubhava. All right. So that means this is the thing called anubhava. That means manifestation of moving the eyebrows, fear, astonishment, smiling. So now I would like to ask, this is direct or indirect bhav? Okay, this morning we discussed about direct and indirect. Is this direct or indirect? Anyone? Anyone can recall? Gandhi Mataji? Vaishnava Prabhu?
Direct, Prabhu.
Direct? Why direct, Mataji?
Because he can see the eyebrows moving, can see in fear, he will be shaking.
Huh? What's shaking?
Body will be shaking.
Oh, body will be shaking then?
Then
All right, now let's look
smiling.
at it. Smiling. Smiling is direct or indirect?
Direct.
Direct?
There you go.
Is it direct smiling?
Yeah, she is exhibiting it now.
Okay, how about astonishment, direct or indirect?
Sometimes you can see astonishment in the face, Babu.
Okay, how about fear, direct or indirect?
Fear also can be expressed in the face, Babu.
All right, no. All these are indirect. Smiling is indirect. See, now you're laughing. Yes or not?
No, Babu.
No, you just laughed. Yes?
No, I give so many meanings and I'm wrong. Babu.
No. I'm just saying you just laughed. Correct or not?
Yeah.
So laughed, I heard you. That is direct.
Okay.
When you smile, I cannot see you smiling. You got it?
Yeah. Babu. But as you said, the curling of the eyebrows and all that is direct, Prabhu.
Yeah, direct, but the thing is can't be seen. That means, see, like for instance, direct and indirect, how to find out? For instance, when I and you are looking at each other, you are expressing that I can see. Right?
Eyebrows moving, you can see, Babu.
Yeah, but the thing is when you are directly in front of me.
Okay.
Yes or not?
Yeah.
When you are directly in front of me. So when, say, like for instance, when you are going in a party or you're say going for a wedding, right? You see someone from far, you're smiling. Smile. Smile means what? That means you don't have a direct connection. You are just shaking your head, acknowledging a person far away, they smile. But laughter means when two person is interacting. You got it, Prabhu?
Okay.
You cannot go to the wedding party and start laughing. Then they'll be thinking, what's wrong with you? Right? Say, like, for instance, now, direct and indirect. That means, I don't know, I can't see you're smiling. But when you laugh, I heard you laughing. So that means it's a direct relationship. There's a laughter. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
Because we studied that this morning, direct and indirect bhava. All right. So now we see. So what we understand from here is the resultant of manifestation of moving of the eyebrows. Okay. Say the teacher is scolding, and the children, the student just showing the eyebrow. Yeah, they're showing that. Yeah, right. They're just showing the eyebrow. The teacher might not see it. Right. And and then suddenly you hear some news. You know, today we're going to do a spot check. All right, we're going to catch all those people who have some, say, like handphone to the school or something like that. So that means the children start to tremble. Inside the heart, they start to create fear. Astonishment in the heart. Wow, look at that. You know, astonishment happens within the heart. Smiling, all right? So all these things are called as anubhava. Can you remember that, Prabhu? Everyone? Prabhus and mothers? What is anubhava? Now we understand anubhava means indirect. Got it? Okay.
So vibhava is only in the heart, within the heart. Right, Prabhu?
Vibhava means a particular ecstatic loving sentiment within the heart of the particular devotee. That means all the feelings, the overall feelings. Overall feelings is called vibhava. Vibhava can be indirect and direct.
Okay, Prabhu.
But if the thing vibhava indirect, we call anubhava. or in Tamil we call Anubhavam. Anubhainga. நல்லா அனுபவிச்சேன். இன்னைக்கு கோயிலுக்கு போனேன், பெருமாளை பார்த்தேன், நல்லா அனுபவிச்சேன். அந்த அழகை நல்லா அனுபவிச்சேன். அனுபவிச்சேன்னா you start to feel it. Anubhava. Okay? Now let's look at the next one. Next one is Sanchari Bhav. All right. Sancharayanti Vaichitrim Nayanti Tam Tata Vidam Ye Nirvedadayo Bhavas Te Tu Sancharino Mataha. So now the different cause of developing Anubhava and Vibhava. That means the different cause of developing Anubhava, indirect, that happens Vibhava within the heart. It's called steady ecstasy. Okay? And this called as Sanchari Bhava. Okay? What is Sanchari Bhava? When different causes, all right, developing Anubhava. So different things can create, cause can create Anubhava. Okay? For instance, you are suddenly think about Krishna's pastime as a naughty boy. You start to smile. All right? And you start to see Krishna came, 11 canto, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. All right? What happened? When Krishna started to show his universal form, his ghastly form, Arjuna got feared. When he start to read it and start to meditate, how horrible Krishna looked. All right? All the soldiers went into the teeth and all crushed, the head is crushed. And I start to imagine Krishna with all the blood oozing from the mouth. Horrifying. A kind of fear start to appear. All right? And then there's a particular taste, ecstatic feelings start to develop. Okay? See, when you chant of particular kind of ecstasy, it comes. All right? When different causes for developing Anubhava and Vibhava, the word is causing, the cause. I mean, when you chant Hare Krishna, it's a cause of your Anubhava and Vibhava. All right? When you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you create some kind of Anubhava and Vibhava. You got it? So Anubhava, Vibhava is something which is subtle that happens within you. Vibhava means happening in your heart. Anubhava, expressing indirectly. Are you all clear with me? Have I confused anyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
You got it, huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu means what? You understand
Yes.
or you don't? All right. Now this is called Anubhava. I can't understand. Yes means what? You got it. Anyway, so Anubhava, developing Anubhava and Vibhava. Okay. These two, when they think combine and different cause can simply create a lot of things that simply can create this kind of ecstasy within your heart and within self-ecstasy. And this is called as steady ecstasy. So what is steady ecstasy means? Steady means it keep coming to you. And this steady ecstasy is called as, okay, this steady ecstasy, we call it as what? Sanchari Bhava. Okay, we call as steady. So steady ecstasy is called Sanchari Bhava. That created from Vibhava and Anubhava. So far so good? All right. Now, Etesham.
No,
Etesham.
not good. Prabhu.
Huh?
Not so good.
What is not so good, Prabhu?
They again tell me one more time the Vibhava and Anubhava. Prabhu.
Okay, again. What is Vibhava?
Particular kind of Rati, Prabhu,
Rati happened where?
inside your heart.
Correct. Okay, now let's look at this. Okay. Now, like this. Particular type of ecstasy. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
Of loving sentiment. Loving sentiment develops within the heart. The heart is direct or indirect? It's in your heart.
Indirect.
And this is called as Vibhava. Okay,
Yeah.
you got it?
Yeah.
So that means suddenly when you start to read about some pastimes of Krishna with Radharani, a kind of ecstatic love start to appear in your heart. It is just like you watched a very nice love story, love movie. When you watch some kind of love movie, you can feel some kind of happiness, a kind of loving feeling, right?
Yeah, bro.
That happens in your heart. Okay. Then another thing is this one. The second instant is this one. But as the second thing is when there is a moving of eyebrow, fear, astonishment, smiling. Okay, this is called as anubhava. Anubhava means indirect. That means anubhava means the feelings start to appear in your heart and start to express outside. And this expression, it is not to be known in public. It's indirectly you're expressing. Right? When you're watching a love story, you're smiling. Okay? That means nobody's seeing you smiling. That means you are expressing. The vibhava start happen in your heart and it's expressed in your face as indirect.
You know that in your heart it is not expressed, but then you are expressing, and that's anubhava. Correct, Babu?
It's appearing in your heart, expressing indirectly.
But other people won't know, Babu.
I mean, obviously people won't know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, when you start to read Rasa Leela, when you start to imagine the loving relationship between Radha and Krishna, you have some kind of romantic feeling in your heart, and you start to express by smiling. Who will know?
Yeah,
When you smile,
so this is why I get confused. Because once you
okay,
smile,
now.
we'll ask the person, and I mean, he's smiling. He's smiling.
All right, Yanda Sirikira is two different thing lah.
You say it is laughter. No. If I see a fellow smiling, I'm happy. He's a nice fellow. If a fellow growls at me, I know that fellow is not so nice.
No, that is different. That is expressing outwardly. It's a direct expression. This is the type of ecstatic loving, Prabhu. Again, let me tell you, that develop within the heart.
Okay.
Okay? This is called vibhava. Okay, I'll give you one example. When suddenly fear comes in, the body start to tremble, the body start to turn black and body become pale. Okay? Okay,
But
Prabhu?
everybody can see it now, Babu.
No, that's the thing. So first, the appearance happen in your heart.
Yeah.
Happen in your heart, then the expression showed outside.
Okay.
So vibhava means what?
Something that happens inside your heart.
Inside your heart. We just call it as vibhava. Okay? So what is happening in your heart? Loving sentiment. Not any kind of fear, anger, frustration, and the loving sentiment appearing in your heart.
Okay.
That appearing, the feeling we call as vibhava.
Yeah.
So far, so good?
Good.
Okay, now the second thing. After the thing appear in your heart, you express indirectly by the eyebrows, fear, astonishment, smiling. We call as anubhava. Okay?
Anubhava is direct or indirect, Babu?
Indirect. Do you remember the discussion we had this morning or yesterday, if I'm not mistaken?
Yesterday, I think.
Yesterday. All right. So let's see whether we can look back at that.
Babu, both are indirect then, right? எதுக்கு ரெண்டு பேரு, Babu? ஒன்னு வைபவா, ஒன்னு அனுபவ.
Because here we are going detailed feelings, Prabhu.
Both are indirect.
No, direct is laughter.
No, Prabhu, you say what's happening in the heart also is indirect. When you say anubhava, also indirect. Then
Yes,
what
correct.
kinds of words, Prabhu?
Wait, because I think you didn't get the day's discussion on this. ஏன்னா அது உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சிச்சுன்னா இது உங்களுக்கு புரியும். All right, now Okay. All right. Which play engage in training the cows? So this is called, we call it as humor. All right, or flavor. Where is it? Where is it? Krishna, please show me. Then one particular humor is called Kevala.
Oh, you're looking for the direct and indirect one, is it? It's under conjugal love, Prabhu.
Which chapter is that?
Chapter 2.
32, right?
Yeah, 32.
Okay.
In the book, page 274.
274. Under the conjugal love. Where is the, what they call? Okay, neutrality. Then another one is pure and mixed flavor. Subordinate ecstatic love. Friendship. Then parenthood and superiority, superiority. Next one. Conjugal love. Okay. It's under here. Okay, Vaishnava Prabhu, are you following me?
Yeah.
So in the conjugal love, there's a humor. What is humor means? You remember?
The rasa, Prabhu.
Flavor.
Flavor.
All right. It's not that humor that we are talking about comedy. It's here humor means flavor. So even the flavor of love between Krishna and parents relationship, conjugal love, the Lord and the young gopi exhibit in different ways. That is glancing, moving, the eyebrows, speaking very soft, sweet words, exchanging smile. All right.
Okay.
No, but before that, there is a word there. It says divided into two. Direct and indirect. Okay. Okay. So now when you see here, there's an indirect expression of conjugal love. Okay.
I go and make like one egg.
All right. There's an indirect expression of conjugal love. Prabhu, are you following me?
Yeah.
That is, there is smiling, astonishment, enthusiasm, lamentation, anger, dread, sometimes ghastliness. So the 7 exchanges are called conjugal love from another state of ecstatic love. You got it?
Yeah.
So indirect expression means the thing that happened within the heart and expressed, but you're not showing it out. You're not expressing out. You're expressing through your bodily expression.
Okay.
Okay. When I'm murmuring in my heart, murmuring, it is indirect. When I speak to you, it is direct.
Okay.
All right. So now, the direct relationship is what? What is a direct relationship? Can you see the word direct relationship here? It is when there's a laughter. Laughter means what? I laugh. When you joke, I laugh. Astonishment. Wow. First astonishment within your heart. This astonishment when I express it out. Chivalry. That means I prepare to fight with you. Hey, who are you to tell me? Fighting. Okay, Prabhu?
Oh, yeah, chivalry. Yeah.
Lamentation. Ayo, poche, say what la? I should have become a lawyer. I wasted my life la. Anger and dread. But here there's no ghastliness. Right? All right. So that means this is called as direct relationship. Direct. You got it, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Okay. So now it says also here, the expression are considered to be great reservoir of pleasure when these 7 kinds of ecstatic loving exchange are manifest. When these kind of 7, they attain to the state of steadiness, which is state of conjugal love expands. This is what we are discussing now. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's look at this. Oh, very nice, Mataji. You're really paying attention. Wonderful. Nanda Devi Mataji. You have taken notes. Very happy. All right. Now, when you look at this, so now you understand the thing happened within the heart. We call vibhava. Okay. Vaishnava Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm following you, Prabhu.
Okay. The vibhava Prabhu. I mean vibhava. So the thing happened in the heart is vibhava, and the thing is expressed indirectly. We call anubhava.
Okay.
But these two things, when these two sentiment, all right, now let me get a new color. So now when you look at these two sentiment, vibhava and anubhava, what happened? Vibhava and anubhava, when the thing, okay, when the thing becomes steady, steady means what? So when the thing becomes steady means it is, whenever you think about it, you can have different cause of developing. That means you have many reason to be excited. You have many reason to trigger the love. You got it?
Yeah.
So when the steady ecstasy comes in, so this we call as Sanchari Bhav. You got it?
Yeah.
So when we talk about Sanchari Bhav means what we understand? We understand the person's vibhava and anubhava has become steady. So Sanchari Bhava, we understand vibhava, the feeling in the heart, and the anubhava, that means the indirect expression, also becomes steady. You got it? So
Yeah.
the happy, when I chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, so I start to feel a kind of love in my heart, and I start to express out maybe by trembling, standing of the hair, or maybe tearing. Right? When I tear within me. No one can see. But when I cry, it's direct. When I start to cry and howl, oh, everybody say, oh, why you're crying? Right? So when you're chanting, so when your chanting becomes steady, when you start to feel vibhava and anubhava, you come to the level of Sanchari Bhava. Okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
Everyone, are you following me? Eh? All right. Thanks for the question, Prabhu. Very nice.
Prabhu, this century, Baba, the word century alone, Prabhu, and the sins you have commit, prarabdha and all that, their century is like a storehouse of your sins you have committed.
That is Sanchari. Okay, this is Sanchari.
Yeah, okay.
Sanchari. The
I'm
store,
sorry.
you're talking about karma, right? Store of karma.
Yeah.
That is Sanchari. Of course, there's many kinds of, many explanation. Right? Now is Sanchari Bhava. Not Sanchari Bhava. You see the dash on top?
Yeah.
Sanchari Bhava. Okay, now.
Sorry.
All right, now let's look at the next one. Okay, Etesam tu tata bhave Bhagavat Kavya Natya Yayo Sevam Ahu Param Ketum Kechi Tat Paksha Raginaha. Whenever there is a recitation of poetry or a dramatic play of the different pastimes of Krishna, audience develop what? Different kinds of transcendental loving service of the Lord. They enjoy different types of vibhava, anubhava, and sanchari bhava. So now another example, what is Prabhupada is giving, when there is a recitation of poetry or dramatic play. When you go for watch a drama, when you say like recently, you know that Narasingha movie came out. When people went and saw the different pastime, and when when Narasingha Dev appeared, when Prahlad was tortured by Hiranyakasipu, there's many kinds of feeling appeared. So what happened? The audience developed what? Different kinds of transcendental loving service to the Lord. That means they enjoy different types of vibhava that happens in the heart appearing, anubhava, the kind of this thing, and both combine sanchari bhav. That's all combination of all these kind of three different things appears. All right. But before that, let me tell you, I made a big mistake. I made a blunder. Right? All right. Now, I made a mistake. Okay. Please forgive me. Let me say it again. Vibhava and anubhava, okay? Vibhava and anubhava are called steady. The steady is called sanchari bhava.
Nice.
Okay, just remembered. I was carried away just now. All right, see, like for instance, now different cause of developing anubhava and vibhava are called steady ecstasy, and that steady ecstasy is called as sanchari bhava. Okay, I think I said that right. Did I say that, or did I say something else? All right. So the thing steady ecstasy, anubhava, vibhava. That means what we can understand from this one. So whenever there's a recitation, poetry, dramatic play, different pastime, audience develop different things like vibhava, anubhava, and sanchari bhava. Now we understand anubhava and sanchari bhava become steady. It's called sanchari bhava. Vibhava, anubhava are called steady ecstasy. The steady ecstasy is called sanchari bhava. But now why this translation is like this? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Andari Mataji? Do you understand what I'm saying? Prabhu? Vaishnav Prabhu, do you understand what I say?
I also don't understand. Suddenly, both all Sanjay Baba, when it becomes steady.
Yeah. Okay, now like this. When there is a recitation of poetry and drama, okay, audience develop different kinds of transcendental feeling, loving exchange.
Yeah, Prabhu.
They enjoy different types of vibhava, anubhava. So we understand vibhava, anubhava, steady means become sanchari bhava. Yes or not?
Yeah, Prabhu.
But now why they say vibhava, anubhava and sanchari bhava? How is that possible? Do you understand my question?
There's a word called awe, Sanjay Baba. Prabhu.
Yeah, supposed to be. No, it didn't say or and.
The steady is called Sanjay Baba. Prabhu.
Yes, steady is called sanchari bhava, right?
Yeah.
The steady here, steady ecstasy, or we call as sanchari bhava, yes?
Yeah.
So steady ecstasy in Sanskrit is called sanchari bhava, sanchari bhava.
Yeah.
But now the question is, why it's mentioned here, Sevam ahu param hetum kechi tat paksha ragina, esham tu tata bhave bhagavat kavya natyayva. Why proper translate? They enjoy different types of vibhava, anubhava, and sanchari bhava. Why? Why do you think?
Why Baba and Anubhava are not steady means he cannot call Sanjay Baba.
But they say,
You call it Sanjay Baba. Prabhu.
yeah. Nandani Mataji, what do you think? Nandani Mataji, are you there?
Prabhu, wait, my daughter is being praised here.
Okay. No problem. So, Vaishnav Prabhu, what do you think? Now, it's like this. So, in that kind of feeling, sometimes we call vibhava, some kind of feeling in the heart appears. Then, we also experience some anubhava. Okay? But why in certain aspect, the vibhava and anubhava become steady, it becomes sanchari bhava. So what we can understand from here, the anubhava and vibhava can be steady at that instance also sometimes. So what it says, whenever the recitation or dramatic play on this thing, audience, they are talking about audience. They are not talking about devotees. You got it?
Yeah.
So that means vibhava and anubhava can develop even in the audience. And it also can come to the level of sanchari bhav.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Wow, wonderful. All right. So, okay, now. Kintu tatra sudustarka madhurya bhuta sampada ratir asya prabhavoyam bhavit karanam uttamam mahashakti vilasatma bhavo chintya swarupa bhak ratyakya ityayam yukto nahi tarkena baditum bharatadi uktir eshahi praktanair api udairta. No one while remaining in the material platform, should discuss this different description of bhava and anubhava by quoting different statement of transcendental literature. What does that mean? No one, while remaining in the material platform, if you are still materially afflicted, should discuss this different description of bhava and anubhava. All right, by quoting different statement of transcendental literature. Again, no one, while remaining on the material platform, should discuss this bhava and anubhava. All right. So, sorry, bhava and anubhava. Why you shouldn't speak about that? By quoting different statement of transcendental literature. Okay, because this actually the place is okay, because such manifestation are displayed on the transcendental pleasure or potency of the Lord. So one should simply try to understand that on the spiritual platform, there may be many varieties of reciprocal love. Such loving action should never be discussed, considered to be material. So when a person is still materially contaminated, this kind of bhava. Enna Mataji? Okay. So that means this kind of bhava and anubhava, it can go into Krishna's loving pastime. And this one should not be openly discussed. That's why the 10th canto is hidden. After you finish your first 9 cantos, that's when you come to the level of maturity to understand bhava, anubhava, sanchari bhava of Krishna's reciprocal relationship. It's a warning. Okay. Yatoktam udyama parvani achintya kalu ye bhavanatang starkena yojayet prakritibhya parangyaksha tat achintasya lakshanam. In Mahabharat, Bhishma Parva, it is warned, it is a warning that the things which are inconceivable, that means cannot be conceived, cannot be digested, should not be subjected to argument. Right? Should not. Okay, actually, the transactions of the spiritual world are inconceivable to us in our present state of life. So we cannot understand. To understand the spiritual world, right? Spiritual world and all this is inconceivable. We cannot digest the idea. So it is and to us and in our present state of life, we cannot understand. Great liberated soul like Rupa Goswami, Prabhupada is actually great liberated like Rupa Goswami, and others have tried to give us some hints. So whatever we are saying is some hint of transcendental activities in the spiritual world. Some hint. But on the whole, these transactions will remain inconceivable to us at that present moment. It's inconceivable. Understanding the exchange of transcendental loving service of Krishna is possible only when one is actually in touch with the pleasure potency of the Supreme Lord. So when we are still not qualified to understand, or because we still cannot conceive the idea. So also there's a saying in Bhishma, it's also warned, whatever that is not conceivable, all right, it's not subject to argument. So you should not argue. At the same time, great liberated soul like Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and all the Goswamis are giving a hint, just giving us a hint on what is all this all about. From that hint, in other words, what we can understand, maybe Krishna trying to express it through the, I mean, you get a hint, and how you're going to apply it, Krishna will say it in your heart. That means true vibhava. And we express through anubhava. All right? So, I strongly suggest, please take up this devotional service very seriously. Chant your holy names, stick to Krishna, and only to Krishna. Worship him with all your heart. Chant your holy name, chant properly, correctly, with full feeling, because this is something which is very, very nice. Because only you come to that level, you could understand. I think a few days ago, we also studied, right? Unless a person becomes a pure devotee, that's when he can start to have understanding of that subject matter. All right? Okay, anyway. Vibhavadatim aniya Krishnadin manjula ratihi etir eva tata bhutai swang shangvardyati sputang yata svair eva salilai paripurya balahakan Balahakan, Ratnalayo, Pavatyebir, Vrstaistain eva Varidihi. So in the connection of Rupa Goswami gives an example of clouds in the sky. The clouds in the sky arise from the ocean. Where the cloud came? From the ocean. Evaporate. The water is evaporated. When the clouds became water again, it fall to the ground. All right. When the cloud goes, push to the land and it start to pour water, rain. Okay, fall on the ground. So what happened? They glide back to the ocean. They glide back means what? They fall near the hills. From there, the water falls. From there, the river. And from there, it go into the river. And eventually, will go to the ocean. That means gliding down. So thus, the pleasure potency of Krishna is compared to the ocean. The pleasure potency is compared to ocean. The pure devotee is the pleasure possessing cloud. So the pure devotee is the cloud. When he is filled with transcendental loving service, then he can bestow his mercy as a downpour of rain. Madhurya Kadambini. All right. So when the cloud of prema can be poured on you, can be bestowed upon you by pure devotees, and the pleasure potency, what happened? Returns to the ocean of Krishna. So the ocean of Krishna evaporates like a cloud. The devotee brings the cloud to you and bestow the thing and comes. You become drenched in the rain. Madhurya Kadambini. All right. So you become drenched in the rain of pure this thing. And eventually you take you back to Krishna Prema. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's very straightforward. Nave Ratyan Kure. Jate Hari Bhaktasya Kasyachit. Vibhavatvadi Hetutvam. Kinchit Tat Kavya Natyayo. Harir Ishat Chruti Vidau. Rashashvada Satang Bhavet. Ratir Eva Prabhavoyam. Hetus Tesham Ratakritau. Madhuryavadi Asrayatvena. Krishna Dings Tanute Ratihi. Tatanubhuyamanaste Vistirnang Kurvate Ratim. Atastasya Vibhavadi Chatuskasya Ratir Api. Atra Sahayikam Vyaktam Mito Jasram Avikshate. Kintvetasya Prabhavopi Vairupya Sati Kunchati. Vairupyastu Vibhavader Anauchityam Udiryate. Alaukikya Prakrityeyam Suduruha Rasastitihi. Yatra Sadaranataya Bhavasadu Spurantyami. Eshang Swa Parasambandha Niyamanirnayohiya Sadaranyam Tat Evoktam Bhavanam Purva Suribi. Tat Uktam Sri Bharadena Shaktir Ashti Vibhavade Kapi Sadarani Kritau Pramata Tad Abedena Swam Yaya Pratipadyate Dukha Daya Spurantyopi Jatu Banta Swiyantaya Hirdi Praudananda Chamatkara Charvanam Eva Tantvate Parasraya Yatya Yapeti Jatu Banta Sukadayaha Hirdaya Paramananda Sandoham Upachinvate Sadbhavaschet Vibhavade Kinchin Matrasya Jayate Sadyas Chatustya Yakshepat Purna Taivo Papadyate Kimcha Rati Stitanukaryeshu Laukikatvadi Hetubi Rasasyan Neti Sat Natyanya Yat Ahur Yukta Evatat Alaukiki Tviyam Krishna Rati Sarvad Bhutat Bhuta Yoge Rasa Visheshatvam Gachantyeva Hari Priye Viyoge Tve Tvad Bhutananda Vivartatvam Dadatyapi Tanoti Esha Pragadarti Bharadar Basatvam Urjita Tatrapi Vallavadisha Nandana Lambanaratihi Sandrananda Chamatkara Paramavadir Ishyate Yat Sukauga Lavagastya Pibati Eva Sya Tejasa Ramesha Madhuri Shakshat Karanandabim Apiyalam. Kimcha. Paramananda tadatmya natyadir asya vastuta rasasya sva prakasatvam akandatvam cha siddhyati. Purvam ukta dvida bedan mukhya gauna taya ratihi bhavet bhakti rasopyesha mukhya gauna taya dvida. So now we are talking about all the summary of all the verse is given here as direct and indirect attraction for Krishna. There's a direct and indirect attraction for Krishna. So the transcendental pleasure derived from devotional service can be divided into two groups. That is direct devotional service and indirect devotional service. Okay. Panchadapi ratir aikyan mukhyasteka iho idita. Sapta datra tata gauna iti bhakti rashostada. So direct devotional service is divided into 5 transcendental humors or flavors. So direct service is divided into 5 humor or flavor, and indirect devotional is divided into 7 transcendental humor. So the 5 and 7 is actually the verse that I read just now. Such a long-winded verse, okay? You know all the verses that I read here? All right? All the verses here that I read here in the previous verse, this is what 5 and 7, okay? This is being mentioned here, okay? Now we are going through this. All right, so it says here, okay? All right, so direct devotional divided into 5 flavor. Indirect divided into 7 flavors. Okay, direct is 5, indirect 7. Tatra mukhyaha, mukhyastu panchada shanta, priya preyangscha vatsala, madura chetyami jineya, yata purvam anuttama. So now, direct devotional service is follows. That means neutrality, servitude, fraternity, friendship, parenthood, and conjugal love. Okay, and now indirect devotional service is divided into laughter, compassion, anger, chivalry, dread, astonishment, and ghastliness. Okay, now I'll be wondering, just now we didn't see indirect word. Indirect, direct is we see chivalry and all this astonishment, ghastly and everything. But indirect we don't have. But now we are talking about devotional service. Okay. What we are discussing here? We are discussing on what? Direct and indirect attraction for Krishna. Please don't confuse yourself. Are you following me? Okay. Put a thumbs up if you follow me. Just now, when we talk about the rati or the feeling, anubhava, vibhava, direct, indirect. We don't have that kind of feeling of chivalry in it. Now we are saying, hey, chivalry, indirect is chivalry, indirect ghastliness. Just now we read not ghastliness. So we must understand, now we are talking on the topic of direct and indirect attraction to Krishna. Okay, you got it? It's a direct and indirect what? Attraction. All right, the word is attraction to Krishna. All right, now. All right, so that means direct service is neutrality, servitude, fraternity, friendship, parenthood, conjugal love. That means directly. When you're serving Krishna directly is neutrality, servitude, fraternity is friendship, parenthood, and conjugal love. Indirectly is like laughter, compassion, anger, chivalry, dread, astonishment, and ghastliness. Right? Like how Shishupala create anger with Krishna and all this kind of thing. All right? Now, so devotional service can therefore be divided into 12 types. So how it says, devotional service can be divided into 12 types, each has different colors. All right. So, wow, it's going to be even more interesting now. So devotional service divided into 12 types, which has different color. What are the colors is available? Are white, multicolored, orange, red, light green, gray, yellow, off-whitish, right? Smoky, pink, black, and cloudy. Krishna. I hope you are not confused. Huh? Let's go very slowly. So devotional service divided into 12 type, which all type have different color. Every type got different color. One is called white color. Second is multicolored, like rainbow color, orange, red, light green, gray, yellow, off-whitish. Off-whitish means what? Like a What is the color of whitish? More colors long, okay? Smoky, pink, black, and cloudy. All right. Now let's look at this. The 12 different kinds of transcendental humor. Transcendental humor means flavor. The 12 different kinds of flavor controlled by different incarnation of God. Got it? Kapilo Madhavo Pendrao, Narshimo Nanda Nandana, Balakurma Tata Kalki, Ragavo Bhargava Kirihi, Meena Iti Eshu, Katita Kramat Dvadasha Devata. Okay, so 12 different kinds, different flavor is controlled by different incarnation of Krishna. Number one is Kapila, Madhava, Upendra, Narsingha. See the word Narsingha. Narsingha, Narsingha, Nanda Nandana, Balarama, Kurma, Kalki, Raghava, Bhargava, Varaha, Matsya. Meena. Meena means mean, fish, Matsya. Then, sustenance, manifestation, expansion, reflection, lamentation have 5 visible symptoms. All right. So, what is the 5 visible symptoms in exchange of ecstatic love? Exchange means they're loving each other, exchanging. Sustenance, manifestation, expansion, reflection, lamentation. All right, we studied that before, you know, how the gopis are having that 5 this thing, visible symptoms. The test of devotional service can be therefore be made in terms of these 5 symptoms, right? So this is the 5 symptoms, how the test, how the thing is tested. Okay, is there any sustenance, manifestations, expansion, reflection, lamentation? All right. So in the devotional service of neutrality, there is sustenance. All right. So in neutral is sustenance, that means maintaining. In chivalrous means warrior, mean devotional service, there is expansion. In chivalrous, chivalry, all right? Chivalry means conquer, capture the another place, all right? It's called expansion. In compassionate devotional service, is called reflection. In angry devotional service, there is lamentation, and so on. Are you following me? If yes, put a thumbs up. If no, please stop me and ask question. Put a thumbs up if you follow me. Wait, what happened? Wait, okay. Devotional service neutrality. All right. So, okay. Is it okay we shoot half an hour? We can finish up the chapter. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Is it okay? Can we continue? Come on, say something. WhatsApp. Oh, WhatsApp pula. We can send a message. Gandhi Mataji say okay. I hope everything is okay, everyone. Anyone? Put a thumbs up if you okay. Nandari Mataji says okay. All right. Okay. So now, shall we just take a short break? Just 1-2 minutes. We take a short break, then we follow. We continue. Okay. Just take a short break so that we don't. Now itself is like feel heavy. I don't want you to feel really heavy. So let's relax. Just take 1-2 minutes. Think, look here and there. Drink water and come back. All right.
Prabhu, can I ask something?
Sure, Mataji.
What has the color got to do with the different incarnations, Prabhu?
No, what is different incarnation? Like for instance, when you see like Kapila, Madhava, Upendra, Narsingha, they all came in different flavors in different color. Okay. Like
So that's
green,
the color.
light green, Lord Ram, all right, yellow, whitish, like Balaram of whitish, smoky, pink, black, all these kind of things have got different flavor. So in all 12 different kinds of transcendent humors controlled by different incarnation. So who are the controller? Kapila, Madhava, Upendra, Narsingha, Nanda Nandana, Balaram, Kurma, Kalki. All right. Black is Krishna. So Raghava, Bhargava, Varaha. Varaha got two color. One is red, another one is white. Yes or not, Prabhu? Varaha comes in two colors. For two
Right.
different kinds. White, yeah. So for is it recording? Yeah. Okay. For two different types of flavors. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhu, thank you.
Okay. So I know it's quite confusing, but when we go to Bhagavatam, you'll understand. So now we understand different colors, like yellow. Who is the color of yellow? All right. There's a term yellow, right? So yellow golden is
Gauranga.
Gauranga. All right. So the different colors they have. So they are going into absolute detail. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Gandhi Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, Popo, you will understand that. What it means. Different color controlled by. So now when we see when Varaha came in red color, that means we understand this the personality controls. When they come in varieties of colors. So when we see they come in varieties of color means what is the thing? So divided into 12 types, which has 12 types of devotional devotional service can therefore be divided into 12 types and each got different colors. All right. So like for instance, Gauranga Mahaprabhu came in yellow. He created one form of service and off whitish one form of service and all these kind of things. Okay. All right. Now let's say an apparently pitiable condition in devotional service. So there's also apparent pitiable condition. Pavamana nilai. Pavamana nilai bhakti sevaiல. Pavapata nilai. Pavam paakira you navla pavama irukam. Pitiable. All right. So it may appear distressing to the inexperienced student. So whenever, but the feeling of devotee in pitiable condition are considered ecstatic by expert devotees. Sometimes when we see a devotee who are in a very pitiable condition, suddenly something very happened, lose everything, no home, how you see all kind of pitiable situation. Number why devotees suffer like that? But for the expert devotees, they will see that to be ecstatic, considered to be ecstatic. Can any one of you think one example? I think we studied that in Bhakti Aloka. What is that pitiable situation, condition of a devotee? When we see, when we read as very pitiable situation. But expert sees that as an ecstatic situation for that devotee because the devotee don't feel pitiable. Number பார்க்கிறதுக்கு பாவமா இருக்கு, but they don't feel pity. They are in ecstasy. Can anyone of you give one example? Vaishnava Prabhu, do you think of any example? Ramayana, no. I think we read that in Bhakti Aloka. No.
Ramayana also not given here itself about Sita Devi going out the forest and all.
We are talking about devotees.
Yeah, the devotees were very bad. People that they are suffering like this, and so much so some people don't like to read the Ramayana.
Yeah. That is the pastime of Krishna having all this kind of flavor. But we are talking about condition of a devotee, sometimes very pitiable, but actually it's an ecstatic feeling for that devotee. Can you think of anyone? I give you one hint.
Yeah.
Canto 11. Canto 11. The story of
Avanti Brahmana.
Avanti Brahmana, yes. Can you recall the story of Avanti Brahmana?
Yeah, Babu. But there are so many things here following the bird, this and that. No, I can recall, but not all. Babu.
Can you just say one or two that you can recall?
That's why he sees a bird, and then what the bird teaches him, and then sees the mountain, what the mountain teaches.
No, that is one time. I'm talking about the incident happened to Avanti Brahmana.
Come again, Babu?
The incident happened to Avanti Brahmana. What is that? What is the terrible incident?
He was a rich man, and he lost all his property.
Yeah, rich man lost everything. I'm telling you, after he became a pure devotee, what happened to him?
He was treated like Rasab Maharaj, Prabhu, they spat on him, they passed urine on
Ah,
him.
yeah, they spit on his face, on him.
Yeah.
He take the, the begging bowl,
Yeah.
the sannyasis have a begging bowl, they
Yeah,
urinate on the
urine. Yeah.
kamandulu, the place where they carry water, they break the thing,
Yeah.
and they were humiliated so terribly. But he says, what Avanti Brahmana says, all these things is happening because of my previous birth karma, right?
But Rasab Maharaj also the same thing, Babu.
Yeah. So when you talk about previous birth karma, what we understand from there? Even Avanti Brahmana went through such a distressing situation, but for a devotee who read his story, they feel so pitiable. So see, in the future, we're going to reflect from what we learn in Nectar of Devotion. So we're going to understand that. So that means Akanda Sukha Rupaitva, Esham Asti Kvachit Kvachit, Rasheshu Gahanashvada, Vishesha Kopi Anuttama, Pratiyamana Apyanair, Gramye Sapadi Dukkava, Dukka, Karunadya Rasa, Pranay, Praudananda Maya Mataha. So apparent pitiable condition of devotion in devotional service may appear distressing to inexperienced students. To new people, we feel very distressing. How they can do like that? But the feeling of the devotee in this pitiable condition is ecstatic. Right? Now we understand that. So in the future, I'm giving one example. How we going to reflect what we learn in Nectar of Devotion. Now, the next one. For example, the subject matter of Ramayana is sometimes considered pitiable. Yes, what you say is correct, Prabhu. Now he's quoting Ramayana. Distressing to the heart, but actually it is not the fact. The Ramayana narrates how Lord Rama was sent to the forest by his father when he was going to be enthroned. After Lord Rama's departure, Maharaj Dasaratha, his father, died. In the forest, his wife Sita Devi was kidnapped. And there was a great war. When Sita Devi finally delivered clutches of Ravana, Ravana's whole family and kingdom, all right, Ravana's whole family and kingdom and Ravana himself were vanquished. When Sita Devi came home, she was tried by fire. All right, she was said there's a trial to prove her chastity. Anyone of you know why the proof of chastity happened? Gandhi
Because
Mataji?
there's gossip in the town.
No. Before he brought back from Lanka,
You stay alone in a place with somebody else.
Yeah. So Sita Devi has to enter the fire, right?
Yeah.
To prove her chastity.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she went to Lanka and stayed alone, and Ravana, they think
Okay.
he in contact with Ravana.
Okay, that's one thing. Any other thing? Gandhi Mataji, do you know? Kalam Mataji, Saras Mataji, Nanda Mataji, Rajina Mataji, Roja Malar, Sadguna Mataji. Do you know
Hare
why?
Krishna Prabhu, to prove to public that she is innocent.
Okay, one thing. Okay, any other comment? To prove her chastity. Gandhi Mataji, Kala Mataji, do you think why? Do you know why? Sometimes when we read Ramayana, when the women activists, the women supremacy, they feel it's very not true. What Rama did is wrong. Already you went and saved your wife, but to prove the chastity, you asked to enter the fire. What nonsense is this?
Prabhu?
Yes?
Is it because Maya was taken and then the real Sita Devi has got to come back?
Yeah. Correct. That's the thing. But Gandhi Mataji, do you know why? Anyone?
Just
Hare
because
Krishna
she was staying.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, to prove that she is not the real Sita who went through by illusion.
Okay. All right. Gandhi Mataji?
Because she stayed with Ravana in the forest.
But do you think it's fair for Ram to test on that?
No, I was angry
fair,
when
right?
I saw it.
Yeah, you're angry. Yes, I want to hear that. How many of you became angry when you hear that?
I
How
was
could
angry.
Rama can suspect Sita?
Yeah,
Right?
I was
Now
got angry.
Huh? Sadguna Mataji?
Yeah, I also got angry with Rama.
You also got angry. Okay, good. Good, you're angry. Now you
Yeah,
know the truth. What happened? Okay, who else? Kala Mataji. Were you angry when you heard drama? Roja Malar Mataji, yes? You raised your hand.
Yes, Prabhu. Also, I got angry.
You got angry, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. What do you think, Rajina Mataji? You think fair or not? Others? Okay, all right. See, Sita Devi is goddess of fortune. No one in this three world can touch her. No one. No one could go near or touch Srimati Sita Devi, Mahalakshmi. No one can touch her. Even Radharani married to Abhimanyu, Abhimanyu never touched her. No one can touch. All right. So, when Ravana kidnapped Sita, he did not actually kidnap Sita. He captured the form of Sita in illusion, Durga. He actually captured Durga. When he took that Sita and went to Lanka, that was not Sita. That is Durga, Maya Devi, illusion. All right. So after went there, after the pastime over, when brought back, they said Sita entered the fire to prove a chastity. What happened? Who entered the fire? The Maya Durga entered the fire and the real Sita came out. You got it, Mataji? Gandhi Mataji, Roja Malar Mataji, Sarguna Mataji, now your anger is gone. Now you understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
So it was
Yes,
not
yes.
to prove her chastity, is it,
No,
Prabhu?
no, no. Of course, how can a supreme personality can suspect his wife?
பிரபு திருப்பி எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க பிரபு.
அதாவது என்னன்னா ராவணன் தூக்கிட்டு போனது சீதா தேவி அல்ல, துர்கா மாயா தேவி தான் தூக்கிட்டு போனான். ஏன்னா சீதையை யாரும் தொட முடியாது. சரியா? அந்த சீதையை யாரும் தொட முடியாது. அப்ப இவன் தூக்கிட்டு போனது துர்க்கையே, துர்காவோ மாயா தேவி. சோ அந்த இடத்துல போனோடனே அந்த 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 ராவணனை கொன்னுட்டு அதை திருப்பி வரும்போது அந்த பரீட்சை வைப்பாங்க. நெருப்புல பூந்து உன்னோட தூய்மையை நிரூபிங்க. சோ தூய்மையை நிரூபிக்கிறது என்ன அர்த்தம்? உள்ளுக்கு நுழைஞ்சது மாயா தேவி, ஆனா வெளியே வந்தது த ஒரிஜினல் சீதா தேவி. ஓகேயா? கலா மாதாஜி, யூ காட் இட்?
ஓகே பிரபு, ஐ
ஓகே.
அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் நவ.
ராமர் மேல ஆத்திரம் போச்சா? காந்தி மாதாஜி, ரோஜா மலர் மாதாஜி, சத்குணா மாதாஜி, ஹவ்?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why we must study that or his book, Parambara.
So this Maya has cheated all of us. Prabhu.
Yeah, Maya is taken out.
Maya cheated all.
Real Sita came out. ஓகேயா? அதனாலதான் சாஸ்திரம் பரம்பரையில இந்த பரம்பரை இதுலதான் நம்ம படிக்கணும். இந்த கண்டவன் பேசுறவன் that all nonsense, like Sadguru, total nonsense. He started to talk about this. Oh, Rama was not a gentleman. How can Rama suspect his wife? All this. These are bogus fellas. Sadguru now having a big festival in England. அந்த இடத்துல இன்னும் அப்படி இப்படி ஆடிக்கிட்டு செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு இன்னும் மந்திரம்லாம் செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு ஜீன்ஸையும் ஸ்வெட்டர் போட்டுக்கிட்டு தொப்பி ஒரு மாதிரி கவுபாய் தொப்பி போட்டுக்கிட்டு இஸ் வாக்கிங் அரவுண்ட் லண்டன். வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் குரு இஸ் திஸ்? போகஸ். ஆல் த ஃபால்ஸ் devotees, the blind devotees make him rich. That's why in Bible it says blind leads the blind fall into the ditch. So the Sadguru oda vela enna vaayile payasam kaikiradhu. He is very good in juggle word jugglery da, but not, other than that there's nothing substance there. So he went and said about Ramayana. That's why he's such a fool. We should not follow these kind of foolish people. We should listen from Parambara. So now I'm very happy that your anger towards Lord Ram is cleared. All right? Because Sita Devi is goddess of fortune. Avangala thottave mudiyadhu. All right? Okay, good. All right. Then he was tried. Okay, now but the story is he tried by fire. Sadguru said about Lord Ram as not a gentleman. He criticized Lord Ram. Oh, what did Lord Ram do? He's not a gentleman. This kind of crazy statement he did. Yeah. So that's why he's a crazy fellow. All right. So anyway, so Sita Devi came out and was tried by fire. And after some days, she was again banished to the forest. And all these subjects of Ramayana seems very pitiable. Okay, why is Sita Devi banished to the forest? Why? Because she can go under the Valmiki Rishi's another என்ன சொல்றது Valmiki Rishi's அந்த hermitage அவரோட ஆசிரமத்துல சீதா தேவி காட்டுக்கு போய் again Valmiki Rishi she gave birth to twin boy Lavakusha, and Lavakusha learned Ramayana from Ravan, from Valmiki. So the Ramayana was told to Lavakusha even before Lord Ram completed his mission. Before he completed his mission, the entire Ramayana was told to Lavakusha. And Lavakusha will come back to the kingdom of Ayodhya and tell the story to Lord Ram. And Lord Ram wondering, who's these boys? So directly is an epic, is a tale, but indirectly there is the truth. That means it's supposed to happen, and this is the Vedas, Ramayana. Right? Okay. So Ramayana seems very pitiable, and they may appear distressing in the reciter, and actually they are not. There's a story, like Kulashekara Alvar. I think we read about Kulashekara Alvar this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Kulashekara Alvar. At the time of death, please let me remember the lotus feet of Krishna in the lotus, standing on the lotus. So what he said, when he heard the story about Ramayana, suddenly he became so angry, he told the minister, hey, tell the minister, get ready, we are going to Lanka, we're going to fight, we're going to kill that stupid Ravana. How he could capture my mother Sita. He became so emotional, and he became so angry. And the minister said, hey, wait, hold on. This is epic, this happened thousands of years ago. Even we read until now we read, there is a kind of bhava. And that bhava comes in anubhava, because the anger, all right, the pitiable situation appearing in our heart. And that when we think about it, it becomes steady, it becomes sanchari bhava. See how we are relating. Okay, now, otherwise, why would Hanuman, a great devotee of Lord Ramachandra, read daily about activities of Lord Ramachandra? Until today, Hanuman is Chiranjeevi. Chiranjeevi means Hanuman is eternal. Until today, he reads about Ramayana and describe the Ramayana itself. Okay, as described in Ramayana itself. In fact, this is not any of the above mentioned 12 transcendental humors or devotional service. Everything is transcendentally pleasing. Srila Rupa Goswami mourns in the connection of the person who are in the fire of false renunciation. All right, now this is another important thing. Srila Rupa Goswami mourns. Mourns another. When people die, they mourn. M-O-U-R-N. Mourning. What they call mourn in Tamil? Tamil enna solluvaanga mourn? All right, I hope you understand. Mourn. So Rupa Goswami mourn in this connection. He's mourning you. When people die, they mourn. It's a mourning. Dukkam. Dukkathula irukkirathu. All right? They mourn. They are mourning how? Sancharise samano va Krishna ratya suirda. Adhika pushyamano chet bavola rati. Falgu Vairakya. Falgu Vairakya means the bogus gurus, the bogus renunciate. Right? Okay? A person who are in the fire of false renunciation. All right? Like example, like Sadguru, like, all these Sai Baba, all these kind of bogus type of people. So he mourns the people in the false renunciation and the dry speculative habit, who neglect devotional service. Person who are attached to the ritualistic ceremony recommended in the Vedas and to the impersonal Brahman cannot relish the transcendental pleasure of devotional service. 3 kinds of people cannot relish. Please underline. Number 1 is those who are under the who are in false renunciation, the bogus gurus, right? The bogus gurus, false renunciate. Speculative habit, those people who love to speculate, like with word jugglery, like Sadhguru, simply talk craps. Number 3, who neglect devotional service, who don't take devotional service seriously. Number 4, who are attached to ritualistic ceremony. Tottathakla, Sahasra, Sirisa, Purusha, Swaha, all Tottathakla ritual. They cannot understand. Even it's recommended by the Vedas. And number 5, the impersonal Mayavadi cannot relish the transcendental pleasure of devotional service. So we should avoid these 5 types of people in our life. Okay? Like this morning we discussed, we must have the intention. You want to become a pure devotee, you must have that intention. And this is the morning. This is the warning. And what? Rupa Goswami, he mourns. He mourns. Like when people die, they mourn. You know, kind of very sad situation. Extremely sad. You know? Okay. Sri Rupa Goswami advised. Now he advises what? Therefore, the devotee who have already tasted the nectar of devotion. I believe all of you have tasted nectar of devotion, even in a slightest manner. What he says, be very careful to protect devotional service from such dry speculators. And formal ritualistic elevationist. That means first from the dry speculator, like this kind of Sadguru, all this nonsense. Second is ritualistic elevation. You have no time, do yagya, do this prayer, do that prayer. Parigaram. Parigaravadi. So, ritualistic na Tamila parigaram. Parigaram. Idacho kolada parigaram. Avoid these people. Number 3, impersonal salvationist. That means Mayavadi. Ella unne, Kaladiyam Kuduriyam unne. Shivano, Hariyam unne, Ariyadam Vaile Manni. Kaladiyam Kuduriyam unne. Nayam Panniyam unne. Ella unne. These 3 kinds of people avoid. Then he says, devotees should protect their valuable jewel of spiritual love. Appa, in the spiritual love is like a valuable jewel, very expensive jewel. Protect from the clutches of thieves and burglars. Right? When you have a jewelry in the house, like nowadays we all keep in the bank, and now bank also cannot trust. Right? Now, but when you want to keep the jewelry, can we just simply put no? No, we try to get a good safe box. No, chupa, CHUPP. All right? And then we ask, whatever how is thickness? 5 inches thickness. Cannot be burnt. Cannot be moist. Cannot do anything. Okay? Even you put a bomb also cannot explode. That kind of thing. So we take the thing and we put the valuable jewelry and we lock it. Right? And we put alarm around the house. We put camera around the house so there's no thief enter the house to rob the jewelry. Like that, we should protect our nectar of devotion. Our devotion. Right? So we have to protect it from the clutches of thieves and burglars. In other words, a pure devotee should not describe devotional service and its different analytical aspect to dry speculators and false renouncers. So these kind of things is not explained to dry speculators. And in fact, that many people who came for this talk, how many of them left and only few of you are here. Some of you are listening, of course, because morning, most of you can't make it. You are listening online and also attending the class. So that means you have some kind of ruchi, because this topic is very confusing and very boring. Nectar of Devotion is the book that not many people read. Right? It's very boring. But actually we are sitting here and listening, you have some kind of taste. Please protect your taste. Please protect yourself. Don't get carried away some bogus ritual, some bogus. In other words, our only ritual is to please the Lord. That means our only ritual is to chant the holy name attentively. Pay attention to attentive chanting. Our only prayer to the Lord is seeking. Prayer means what? Talking to Krishna. Our only prayer to Lord that he grant us pure devotional service. Our only surrender is to the bona fide spiritual master who have seen the truth and he can impart the truth, not to any kind of bogus gurus. Sometimes people see, oh, I'm so excited with Srimad Bhagavatam, I want to listen, and simply we go and watch all kind of versions of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please avoid that. I should say, please even avoid listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. There's one very famous Sri Vaishnava, what they call preacher. I don't want to mention the name. I know you. I believe you understand who I'm referring to. Of course, he's very good. I don't deny that. But he don't go into the spirit of prem, bhava and prema. He don't go there. He speak very fluent, beautiful Tamil, mesmerizing. Yes, there's no harm. But we have intention. What is our intention? To become a pure devotee. So we listen to the person who got pure devotional service. All right, even if it's from other sampradaya, avoid it. We have to protect. We are here not trying to become a philosopher. We want to have anubhava. We want to have vibhava, anubhava, and hope this vibhava and anubhava become steady as rock and turn into sanchari bhava. Once the sanchari bhava is there, you become nishta, you become strong, firm. Then anartha nivriti, once you become firm, determination, anartha nivriti will start happening. All right? Okay, like in Bhagavad Gita, it's mentioned. All right. When you look at Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 12, the last paragraph in Prabhupada's purport, what he said? If one is determined, last paragraph, okay, please mark or please write it down. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, text 11, purport, last paragraph. Prabhupada explained. He says that although there is three modes of material nature, if one is determined, he can be blessed in the mode of goodness. So the determination is very important. If one is determined, he can be blessed. So the blessing can be acquired if you are determined in your district. Right? Please protect yourself. Then, those who are not devotees can never achieve benefits of devotional service. For them, the subject of devotion is always very difficult to understand. So now you look at yourself in the mirror. You are here listening live and YouTube. Imagine, are you ordinary? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But you ask yourself. So if it's not for a non-devotee, it's very, they cannot understand the subject. Only person who have dedicated their life at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality can relish the real nectar of devotion. The real nectar of devotion, who have dedicated their lives at the lotus feet. Then, when one transcends the status of ecstatic love, that means pass through, and thus becomes situated in the highest platform of pure goodness, all right, not ordinary goodness, pure goodness, above the mode of goodness. Okay, when transcend the status of ecstatic love and becomes situated in the highest platform of pure goodness, one is understood to have cleansed his heart of all material contamination. Right? Once you reach the level of pure goodness, you are at that level. Okay, that means your heart is pure. In that pure stage of life, one can taste this nectar. And this tasting capacity is technically called rasa or transcendental mood. You got it? If that pure stage, one can taste the nectar, and the tasting capacity is called technical rasa, mellow. All right. So now it says that, okay, so now we understand the tasting. So any questions on this? When one transcends ecstatic love, he becomes situated in the highest platform of pure goodness. And in that understood, he have cleansed his heart. All material contamination is done. Pure stage of life, one can taste this nectar. This tasting capacity is technically rasa. Bhavanaya pade yastu, buddhe nananya buddhina, bhavyata gada samsarais, chitte bhavasa katyate, gopala rupa shobham, tadat api raghunatha bhava vistari, tushyatu sanatanatma, dakshine vibhaga sudam bunide. Iti Sri Sri Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Dakshine Vibhage Bhakti Rasa Samanya Nirupane Sthai Bhava Lahari Panchami. Iti Sri Sri Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu Samanya Bhagavad Bhakti Rasa Nirupako Nama Dakshina Vibhaga Samaptaha. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta summary study of the second division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu in the matter of general devotional service. With this, we have successfully completed the Southern Ocean. So now we have completed 896 photo, all right? So what we have done here, all right? So the next we are starting the new chapter or new division, neutral love of God, all right? That is under the Western Ocean first wave. It has 5 waves here. So this thing, all right? So for all of your information, so now we have done 34 chapters minus 19. So we have done the second longest chapter. The first chapter or the Southern Eastern Ocean has 19 chapters. And now we have completed the Southern Ocean, which has 15 chapters. All right. Now 35, and total we have 52 minus 35. All right. So now the other 2 oceans, all right, the Southern Ocean, the Western Ocean, and the Northern Ocean is very short. So we have something like 17 chapters to go. All right. These 17 chapters, if you see, it is quite quickly we can go through these things. All right. So when you look at the neutral love of God, it is not so long. Right. Okay. Transcendent affection, 37, 38. So it's all very short. Okay. So like that, we could this thing. All right. So it is such a wonderful day. I think today is Purnami, is it? Today is Purnami? Is today is Purnima? I see a full moon there. Today is Purnami. No, tomorrow is Purnami. Okay. Today is not Purnami. All right. So tomorrow is Purnami. So on this Valarpare, the last time before the Purnami, on this very super auspicious day, we have gathered and we have discussed. I'm so grateful to all the devotees assembled here. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. You have asked a fantastic question. You have shared a fantastic insight, and you express a kind of anger that has been lying within your heart, the anger towards Lord Ram for suspecting his wife. Very nice. So all this kind of anger in ecstatic love. So when now we start to quote. So only one humble request, do your journaling. Your journaling is very important. You have to check and balance your mood and your listing. So now we open for questions. Is there any questions that you want to ask? Any comment? All good? Is the class is quite heavy? Is it heavy or tolerable? Can anyone speak up? Gandhi Mataji, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think it's a bit heavy in the sense that all the terminologies that they use. So you got to get yourself acclimatized with all these terminologies, so that when you ask, we are like, okay, which one is this?
Okay, but when I asked, the question triggered, and with some simple example, you managed to capture the idea.
Yes. When you give the example, then you trigger the what we learned. Yeah, that's actually good.
For instance, when you example indirect expression, the anger, you're angry with Lord Ram, right? So you had anger with Lord Ram.
Yes,
but
bro.
Did that anger, you come up with the term, say, I'm not going to worship Lord Ram? No, it's just anger heart. How can Lord Ram do that? The kind of astonishment. You are astonished. Then you anger. So it's all called what?
Indirect.
Indirect. And what do you call indirect?
Heart symptoms, vibhava, anubhava.
Anubhava, right? Yes. So this kind of feeling, does it create hatred?
No.
No. You created some kind of dwelling. I hope what I heard is wrong. Yes or not?
Yes. Yes.
So this is called ecstatic love, yes?
Yeah, actually that.
So now can you quote yourself? So we understand the terminology and later we talk on application. Right? Why this is tough? Because this is talking on human emotion. Roja Malar Mataji said very heavy. Yeah, it is heavy because we are also trying to learn. We're going to quote it. So in the future, if any of these things happen, when you see a pitiable situation of a devotee, how can a devotee, even that pitiable situation, can still remain ecstatic? All these things we're going to study as we go on. All right. And especially when you go to Srimad Bhagavatam, all different kind of bhava, anubhava, sanchari bhav, you could remember. This is this. This expression is like this. So you can go deep into a person or devotee's thinking, his emotion, and imagine how you can reciprocate. Yes? Yes, or Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, definitely. Thank you,
If
Prabhu, so much.
only we rushed, definitely we won't understand. But we take our, no, like for instance, the last few chapters, we took almost what? A month? When you simply read, you can read within what? Half an hour. But we are trying to go deep and try to create example and after example after example. We are trying to go deep into the subject. All right. So once and for all, that's why I said once and for all, we do the best. Of course, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu asked a fantastic question. He keeps saying about he don't understand that. When you ask question, we go deeper into that. But when you don't ask anything, I assume that you know. Okay. Anyone else want to say something? Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, you want to say something? Yes, I saw you.
Okay, Guru.
All right. Okay. Anyone else? All right. Please don't feel depressed or distressed. Not depressed, distressed. Oh my God, what is this guy talking about? Oh, can I know all this? Doesn't matter. All right. Of course, just now also they said that all these things is not, you can't understand it at this thing. Right? But we get to know the principle. And later, because we are doing detailed studies, deep studies, so we are preparing ourselves, we are doing a groundwork, right, on Srimad Bhagavatam. So once we understand these things, this mood, we will understand Srimad Bhagavatam. When you go into Chaitanya Charitamrita, when you start to see that Krishna's, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's different feelings, bhava, anubhava, it's going to be more relishing. Okay? There's a message. All right? Okay. So if there's no question, we end the session here. We meet again tomorrow morning at 9:15. All right, starting a new chapter. And tomorrow, Thursday, is only morning session. Friday, we do morning and evening. And Saturday, I'm starting this Gita Gyan program for next 18 days. So on Saturday evening, for 18 days until 23rd of December, we're going to do chapter by chapter of summary of Gita Gyan, Bhagavad Gita summary study. If any of one of you are interested to join, that means you're not there. I added some of you. If you're interested, you can just send me a message. I can add you into the group because the program starts on this thing, a summary study of all the chapter for 18 days. All right, until 23. Then 23 to, I think by 23 to 30th, okay, it's a break. All right, but before that, we also continue our discussion in the morning as usual until we complete our Nectar of Devotion. Till then, have a beautiful, wonderful evening. Wish you all the best. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. All glories to assembled devotee. All glories to Vaishnava Acharyas of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Vancha kalpatrubhescha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinibhyo Vaishnavebayo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Gauranga.